Backstage from the Inside Out TV and social media talk show. Social, inspiring, and relatable. Our segments will also include London's Love, Care, and Share group with wellness and London TV with entertainment. Our host, Dre Bell Rock, Associate TV Announcer, Amanda Neal, London's Love, Renee Burwright. Produced by London, the Washington Community Enterprises, and CBiz TV Assisting. Guests from all walks of life, businessmen, ministers, actors, entertainers, and much, much more. Tell your story. We also welcome supporters and members. For more information, call 800-875-0674 and 419-245-4979. Backstage from the Inside Out.
This is Backstage from the Inside Out. Okay, and we have our guest here, and your name is Mel, right?
Yes, sir. Good to be with you, Andre.
Good to be here with you. Yes, Andre.
All right.
So, will you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Mel Mills. I was raised in Detroit. I'm a man of faith. I like to joke that I'm one of the disciples that Jesus loved. Entrepreneur, digital and marketing communication strategist, investor, speaker, and fitness and mental health advocate. So those are some of the hats I wear.
That's amazing.
I don't do them all every day, but
okay.
I'm in all of those spaces.
So, have you ever had any trying times in your life, some low points you had to overcome? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how did you get to the point where you are now in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm, like a lot of people, I'm not immune to life. We were just talking a little bit ago about kind of a real rough period I went through early on that kind of led to me really dedicating myself back to the Lord. It started kind of in my teen years with a lot of anger, anxiety, then kind of began to snowball through college and just kind of, went through the whole gamut. So depression, sadness, anger, as mentioned, anxiety, lots of bouts with suicide.
Wow.
Then, you add the medication on that, got into some bad relationships, was at a competitive school, the pressure of all of that, the student loan debt, and then kind of all of a sudden it just, caved in on me. All of it just caved in on me. And it was at that time that I rededicated myself to the Lord. And, I would like to say that, all of the, the suicide thoughts and things of that nature went away. It got better, but everything just didn't evaporate away. There was still a maturing and a growth process, a weeding out process that still had to be done. I had to kind of come off the medication. I just had to get my mind in order.
Yes.
And then I had to, kind of practically deal with all these things. So I had to finish school. I had to deal with the debt. I had to, keep doing while all this was going on. I couldn't just fall apart, even though it felt like many times I was falling apart.
Yeah, so you say the core of getting you through those hard times in your life, it really started with your faith.
It did. I guess prior to that, I had accepted Jesus at an early age, but I wasn't living the life, right? I never did that, but when I began to kind of say, okay, I'm done with all that, and I'm going to really live this thing for you, there's been better days with him than without him, to put it that way. So, and that doesn't mean that every day was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I mean, I had bad days. I mean, you still do. But they were better than the days without him. And you always have hope. You have that light at the end of the tunnel. So for me, that was the thing that kind of helped me, to hang on, because there were times even when I just, would say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yes.
And, even when I had got past the point of, well, I don't want to take my life because that would be a sin, but I don't want to be here anymore.
Wow, so you were actually suicidal at one point, but overcame that.
Several points.
Wow.
Several points. Thankfully, right, I'm here, and that never came to fruition. But those times were dark, and But I was able to pull through it with Jesus, and my faith was a big part of that, and it's what keeps me afloat today. I had to get a grip on what was gripping me, and I needed someone and something that was bigger than the stress, the anxiety, the depression, and suicide.
So you definitely say you had self-esteem issues at one point, and how did you overcome that if you did have the self-esteem issues?
Yeah. That took some time, because even when I got saved, my confidence, my self-esteem was really low. I don't want to play psychologist, but I can look back and see that there were some things in my childhood that kind of led to that. I was always kind of the timid kid, the quiet kid, just never had a lot of confidence. And even as an adult, even in recent years, didn't have a lot of confidence. But slowly over time, I had to kind of learn my identity. So it feels like I'm 34, so it feels like for the most part of my life, I didn't know who I was. And as I began to learn that, my self-esteem blossomed. As I began to kind of discover who I am and who God says I am, and how to operate out of that. So it was more than just, I go to church and I do the right things. When I began to operate out of that, I began to learn more about who I am, who He's created me to be.
So would you say you changed your lifestyle a little bit?
Drastically, yeah. And it wasn't all just, Saturday I was this, and then now Sunday I'm just this, super saint. No, it was kind of this slow iteration and evolution. And, there were some times people had to, kind of check me, but most of that stuff, he just kind of, like if you're familiar with woodworking or carpentry, he just had to file off and sand off and just continually, kind of chip that off. And, okay, this year we're going to deal with that. And this year, and so it's been like this gradual smoothing out until you see what you got today. And not that I'm a finished product today, but a lot better than where I was.
Yes, so you went through this amazing journey of discovering yourself and getting higher self-esteem. What tips could you give to somebody who's going through a journey where they say, I'm at a low point in my life? What can I do to increase my self-esteem? What can I do to be a better person?
Yeah, I believe that our identity is not it's not something that we just necessarily come up with. You discover it, and you discover that, I believe, from your Creator. God is our Creator. He put us here. He knows the purpose He puts you here, and in that you find your self-confidence, you find your self-esteem, and something magical happens when you tap into what you were created to do. It kind of just opens your mind. It gives you fuel. And I think that's kind of the first step, learning who you are, learning what God says about you. There are a lot of people who don't feel loved. And, dude, that was me. For a long time, I didn't feel loved. And not necessarily like I knew my mom and my dad loved me, that kind of thing. But you don't feel, loved by the world. And so, but when you know that even when people fail, and people will fail you, you know that God loves you. So that was a big one for me. The other thing was that I had to learn not how to accept no for an answer. I've been, pretty determined, and I had to learn that, there are a lot of people that take no, and then they just go back to what they were doing, but sometimes that just don't cut it. And the persistent, God rewards the determinant.
Yes.
And so sometimes you just have to press through it, and then there's effort, You control, Mark Cuban, the billionaire owner of the, I forgot who's the owner, one of the teams.
Okay.
He said, you can always control 100% of your effort. And that's something that I always look back to, because you can't control, how intelligent you are necessarily, or your connections, or your money, or any of that. But you always have 100% control of your effort.
Yes.
And so you can choose what you give and what you don't give. And if you know that you've given your all, then, man, hey, you did all you could do. There's nothing more. You can't control that outcome, but you've given everything that you can do. So those are, and then making God the center.
So, what is your church home Like, where is your church home at?
Yeah, I attend Detroit Church out of Midtown, downtown area. We're at DEPSA, Detroit Edison Public Academy right now on Sundays. Sundays at 12 is where I'm at, yeah.
And another question, what is your meaning of living an alternative lifestyle?
An alternative lifestyle, well, how would you, how would you define that?
Well, basically, like the way you live your lifestyle, things you do to keep yourself boosted. Just living your life your own way. What do you do to live your life?
Good question. For me, the way I live my life is I try to really adhere to what I'll say, I guess, the leading of the Lord.
Absolutely.
So, when I'm, making a decision or getting ready to take a position on something, I look at what God says about it. And, we know that through the scriptures, through the Bible, the Word of God. How does God feel about this and how does He feel about that? And then I adapt my opinion or view to that. And then I strive to adopt that, right? I don't necessarily, I have things I like, but if they don't line up with His way, then I'm like, well, no, we got to change that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's not always easy to do. We're just real. Sometimes there are things you like that God says, I don't like that, and I don't want you doing that, or I don't want you involved in any of that. And so, but even then, I'll submit myself and say, well, hey, if I know that you don't like this, for example, we know that God is really big on how you treat and love people. And He's really big on not mistreating people. And so we all get into, conflicts and things like that, and it's easy to clap back at somebody.
Yes.
It's easy to get with somebody on their level, but hey, I know if, God doesn't, He wants you to love that person.
Yes.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you stay in an abusive relationship or anything like that. But if He knows He wants you to love that person, well, then you need to make peace. You need to forgive. You need to live out the ways of God and demonstrate the ways of God to that person and to the watching world. So I would define my lifestyle as living and leading out of the ways of God as best I can.
So before we get out of here, tell us a little bit more about your career and where can we reach you on social media and stuff like that?
Yeah. Thank you for asking that. So I'm in a lot of different things right now. I think most notable, I work at, I'm a digital communication and marketing and communication strategist at Wayne State University. I'm also an entrepreneur of this brand here, God Begotten. It's a faith apparel and a clothing line.
That's amazing.
You can check that out at godbegotten.com. And I blog there, and so we do some blogging there, and a podcast is coming to kind of tie in. And then at my website, themailmills.com, do some kind of more blogging there about the professional things I do, the investing and the marketing stuff. And then you can find me, I'm most active these days on Twitter. So on Twitter at Mel Mills on Twitter, and actually all of the social outlets. So you can find me at the Mel Mills on Instagram, Facebook. I'm taking a break from there, so if you tag me or something, I may not get it, but you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Mel Mills or LinkedIn. I'm pretty much on all of them.
That's just wonderful. It was so much fun having you today. I gained so much insight having you today. It's always wonderful to see a man of faith, another man of faith.
Okay.
And Mel, I want to thank you for coming to Backstage from the Inside Out.
And I appreciate it.
Maybe
Always.
we can have you again one day. I just appreciate everything that you said today. It was just so enlightening just to hear you talk and speak about your career. Would you like to say anything in closing?
No, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate London, the producer.
And any words of wisdom to the people out there in closing?
Yeah, I would definitely say, don't take no for an answer. Life is short. We're recording this now on the reels of Kobe Bryant's passing, and
Yes.
those are always moments, I think, to realize that, hey, we're never promised tomorrow, and so make the most of your day. Love your family, love the people that love you, and make the most of your life, because tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Amen. Yeah, always treat your neighbor like yourself. Send a lot of love out there and just be a good person.
Yeah, we need more of that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this has been Dre Bell Rock with Backstage from the Inside Out. Our guest today was Mel.
Thank you for having me, Dre.
So, I was so happy to have you today.
Appreciate you.
And God bless you.
Thank you, man. Looking forward to doing it again.
Yes.
Backstage from the Inside Out TV and social media talk show. Social, inspiring, and relatable. Our segments will also include London's Love, Care, and Share group with wellness and London TV with entertainment. Our host, Dre Bell Rock, associate TV announcer, Amanda Neal. London's Love, Renee Burwright. Produced by London, the Washington Community Enterprises, and CBiz TV assisting. Guests from all walks of life, businessmen, ministers, actors, entertainers, and much, much more. Tell your story. We also welcome supporters and members. For more information, call 800-875-0674 and 419-245-4979. Backstage from the Inside Out. London, the Washington Community Enterprise. TV, radio, film, production, broadcasting. You may call 800-875-0674. You may also contact us at our email, londondoris@gmail.com. LONDENDORIS@gmail.com. You may also see us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Blogger, Messenger, and many more at London, Washington. You also can check our website at ldwcenterprise.weebly.com. That's ldwcenterprise.weebly.com. London, the Washington Community Enterprise, at your service. Tune in to CBiz Media Podcasts. Can be heard at cbiztvonline.com. Also, CBiz Media Podcasts, The T, and other programs can be seen on Comcast video style on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Channel 90 in Detroit, Western Wayne, West Oakland, and Macomb counties. Also, tune in to Sister to Sister Ministries on Comcast every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Comcast at 10 a.m. Channel 20.
See some hands in here. If you know, oh Lord, you know that a wonderful Jesus in your life, you would be dead right now. But let me ask you something. Ain't God all right? I feel real good, baby. Ain't God all right? Let me hear you say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah. I know a man named Jesus. He is so saved. Your soul if you lost. I know a man named Jesus, and he is so saved. Good God Almighty. Save your soul. set you free. The reason why I know is because I know a man named Jesus, and he is good God Almighty. Wait a minute. Remix. You ought to be glad about it. A good God Almighty. Wait a minute. I use it. Is there anybody in the building? Is there anybody in here right now? Is there anybody in here right now? Anybody? Yeah. You know you've been born of Tues, washed in the blood of the Lamb. Washed in the blood of the Lamb, washed in the blood of Esther. Dip down in the water, dip down in the water, singing like the Holy Ghost. A good, good God. Can we do it like we do it? Oh Lord. Sunday morning, God got a hold of me, turned my life around. Somebody ought to be a witness here. Somebody ought to be a witness. Somebody ought to be a witness here. Somebody ought to be a witness here. Early one Sunday morning, it was early one Sunday morning. Shout my feet got it like that. Shout my feet got it like that. I begin to feel all right. I begin to feel all right. I begin to feel all right. Could not hold my seat. Something gotta get my hand. Something gotta get my feet. Anybody here right now? I know you got a testimony. Things you used to do. Things you used to do. You don't do no more. Places you used to go. You don't go no more. Wasn't nobody but Jesus. Wasn't nobody but Jesus. Wasn't nobody but Jesus. If you know you've been saved, let me see you wave your hands. Let me see you wave your hands. I'm talking to y'all back there. I'm talking to y'all back there. You ought to be a witness here. Tell somebody right now. When I'm thinking of Jesus and everything he done for me, everything he done for me, Sam. When I think about Jesus, when I think about Jesus, and everything he done for me, and everything he done for me. When I think about Jesus, y'all, can I tell you what I wanna do? Ooh, it makes me wanna. I make me wanna. I make me wanna. I said it make me wanna. I said it make me wanna. I make me wanna. I said it make me wanna.
SLT Inspirations is here for your specialty needs. Follow them at Oily Editor on Instagram. Refining books one edit at a time. Refining health and wellness one drop at a time. Contact them direct at inspireslt.slt@gmail.com or visit them online at sltllc.com. Also available, Gathering the Fragments, The Will and the Kill. Available now by S.L. Taylor. Get your copy right now on Amazon Kindle.
Side Effects. Music about life, truth, and its twists and turns. Music video project is underway for 2020. Produced by LWC Enterprise and CViz Media. We are looking for people to appear in this music video. If you are interested, call 800-875-0674. That's 800-875-0674. Or call 419-245-4979. 419-245-4979.